In the Zelda series, there is a diverse cast of races that inhabit the land of Hyrule, ranging from the aquatic Sora to the boulder-like Gorons of Death Mountain to even the forest-dwelling Koroks. Of all of these races, there is one that is quite mysterious, the shadow beings known as the Twilight. Only appearing in Twilight Princess, the Twilight live in a parallel world known as the Twilight Realm, connected to Hyrule through the Mirror of Twilight. We learn that their ancient ancestors, a powerful group of dark, magic wielders known as the Interlopers, once tried to take over Hyrule with the use of the Fused Shadow, a powerful artifact of their making, which led to their imprisonment in the Twilight Realm, where they eventually evolved into the Twilight. However, we don't know who the Interlopers were, or how exactly they evolved into the Twilight within the Twilight Realm. I made a theory where I linked the Interlopers to both the mysterious Zonai tribe from Breath of the Wild and the Sheikah. However, after giving this much thought, I want to take this even further. You can consider this video a part 2 of that theory, so if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you do before continuing with this one. What I propose is that all humans who enter the Twilight Realm, that being Hylians, Sheikah and Garuda, will all turn into Twilight after coming in contact with the Twilight, and there is evidence in Twilight Princess to support my claim. The Twilight has the ability to transform anyone who enters it into various forms. When the world of light was covered in shadows, the inhabitants were transformed into spirits. This included humans, Hylians, Gorons, and Sora. The only ones immune to this transformation were the three wielders of the Triforce, Zelda, Ganondorf, and Link, the latter being the only one to turn into a beast in the form of a dark wolf. The monsters of Hyrule, such as bokoblins, keys, rats, dekubabas, and kargoroks, all were transformed into creatures of shadow by the Twilight. Shadow beasts, dark monsters who follow Sans every command, are transformed Twilight, twisted and corrupted by the dark magic bestowed upon Sans by Ganondorf himself. This transformation of the Twilight into shadow beasts is important, as the Twilight are not the only ones who can turn into shadow beasts themselves. Barnes, the bomb shop owner of Kakariko Village, while hiding in the sanctuary with the children of Ordon and Renato, as the village was covered in twilight and overrun by shadow beasts, he mentions that the lady who ran the general store was attacked by a single shadow beast, and by the time the townspeople went to save her, she was nowhere to be found, and instead there were two shadow beasts, implying that she was transformed into one. This is later confirmed by MEDIA herself when she states that because Link is chosen by the gods, that keeps him from turning into a spirit like the others, or worse, a dark monster when entering the Twilight. Since shadow beasts were created by Sans' dark magic given to him by Ganondorf, I believe that the Twilight that covered Hyrule is corrupted by Ganondorf's magic, meaning if you are unfortunate enough, you would turn into a shadow beast. This is further supported by the fact that we see black fog made of shadow crystals created by Sans himself in the Palace of Twilight, which turn Link into a wolf upon contact. The very same dark crystals that Link has stuck in his head until he came in contact with the Master Sword. MEDIA even states that the Shadow Crystal is different from her tribe's shadow magic, as it is infused with Ganondorf's dark power. This leads me to believe that if the Twilight wasn't corrupted, those who come in contact with it would turn into Twilight, but since it's corrupted, they turn into Twilight and then are twisted into the form of shadow beasts. Now remember how I specifically mentioned Hylians, Sheikah, and Garuda when I mentioned those who would turn into Twilight and not races like the Gorons and Sora? There's a reason behind it. Besides clear Sheikah symbols present in the Twilight Realm, and Zonai symbols if you believe the first part of this theory, there are also Garuda symbols present in Twilight culture, as seen in Sans' robes. We know that Garuda disappeared from Gerudo Desert as a result of a war started by Ganondorf after Ocarina of Time and before Twilight Princess, which resulted in Gerudo Desert being completely barren and inhabited exclusively by monsters. The Garuda fled to the Desert of Doubt seen in Forza's adventures, but many were also killed and possibly even exiled into the Twilight Realm, turning the once sacred spirit temple into an execution ground known as the Arbiter's Grounds. Sheikah, Garuda, Hylians, any who were a major threat to Hyrule would be exiled into the Twilight Realm. They will all turn into Twilight. But what about the Sora, Gorons, or any other races? Let's say that only Sheikah, Hylians, and Garuda have been sent to the Twilight Realm. They all belong to the human race, meaning that they will all transform into the Twilight we see in Twilight Princess, which all look the same and share traits from both the Sheikah, being the red eyes, and a fiery red Garuda hair. We don't know for sure that any other race has been sent to the Twilight Realm, so we don't know what they will turn into, but there are two possibilities. The first possibility is that they will turn into the same type of Twilight as any other race, having a humanoid form. The other possibility, which I lean more towards, is that the other races will turn into Twilight counterparts of their respective species, the Twilight-seeing Twilight Princess being a human's shadow counterparts. This will be supported by the fact that the monsters turn into shadow versions of themselves instead of regular shadow beasts, and the same would happen to the races of Hyrule. This will mean there will be Shadow Gorons, Shadow Sora, and many other shadow races if they indeed came into contact with the Twilight. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me on this theory? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to read your thoughts about this. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, if you haven't already, please consider following me on Twitter and Instagram at Zelda Lore 86. This has been Zelda Lore, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.